Before we get started, a quick shout out to Jake, I don't know, probably from State Farm. He's friends with my boy Adam Severson, and I like him even though Northern Iowa sucks balls, except for Ali Parokmaresh. There you go. So, Minnesota Vikings doing some good behind-the-scenes stuff, and they're not going out and making blockbuster deals, but they're keeping their guys. They restructured Harrison. They restructured Adam Thielen. They extended Kirk Cousins, and finally, some good news. Some more good news that they are going to keep Danielle Hunter paying his $18 million rooster bonus that was going to be due on the 5th day of the new league year, or fully guaranteed. Adam Schefter, go. Vikings DN Danielle Hunter has an $18 million rooster bonus due tomorrow. Barring an unforeseen change, Minnesota plans to pay it and tie the two-time Pro Bowl selection to his team for the remaining 2 years of his contract, per league source. Jeremy Fowler also follows up. Vikings have had trade interest on defensive end Danielle Hunter, with multiple teams inquiring and Minnesota having discussions on his future, but Hunter is poised to return to Minnesota, and with the Vikings set to pay him an $18 million roster bonus, per Adam Schefter. Ben Gessling, Star Tribune, expanded a couple things to know about Danielle's $18 million roster bonus. When it becomes fully guaranteed this weekend, he still has to report to training camp to earn it. So, Danielle, last offseason, there was a lot of kerfuffle about his contract, and then they did this revised deal where the Vikings basically had to S or get off the pot this offseason. But now, there hasn't been any rumblings about a new contract. I think Danielle and his agent knows. Like, all right, so Neck 2 years ago, Peck last year. He's got to prove himself. And at 27 years young, he's going to get paid next year at 28. He'll be perfectly fine. But he can't hold out. Otherwise, it will nullify his $18 million roster bonus. That's very important. First $6 million is paid within 10 days of camp report date. Vikings still have right to convert it to signing bonus at any time. So that's what they can still do. And if they do a traditional restructure where they take that $18 million roster bonus, make it into a signing bonus, and spread it out over the final 4 years of his career, 4 years of his contract. Remember, he had 2 void years added on. They would save around $13 million in cap space. So that would be enough if they wanted to pursue a Darius Smith, So you'd have Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter and DJ Wanham getting after it. I love it. Or a J.C. Treader just solidifying the inside of that offensive line. Or Bryce Callahan working things from the slot. A lot of experience at Dontel in Denver as well as Chicago. So it does make sense. And I understand. There's some Vikings fans like, oh, why are they paying him that money? They paid Danielle all that money over the last 2 years as well. He's only played 7 games, blah, 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 blah. Danielle is elite. He still is one of the elite edge rushers in this game. He's a great team player, also fantastic against the run. He is a game wrecker. And 2 years ago, the neck thing, very concerning. But last year, like we said, the pec injury was a red herring. It had nothing to do with the neck, which was the major concern. And now, if he had neck issues last year, I would have been like, okay, it's time to cut bait, get what you can get for him in a trade, or even just straight up cut him if you can't get anything decent, blah, blah, blah. Right? But the fact that a pec injury could happen to anyone, Danielle is going to come back hungry, going to come back strong, and is going to be setting the tone on the edge for the Vikings. Because, I mean, Kwesi, I always thought that Kwesi was going to keep Danielle, but hey, even if you get 2 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks and a third, you're hoping that those draft picks that you'll probably spend on edge are going to be half the player that Danielle Hunter is. So Danielle is only 27. He's still, he's not really even in his prime yet. He's pretty damn good. The youngest player to 50 sacks, 14 and a half sacks in 2018-2019, consistently among the league leaders in pressures. And also, he's rushing from the close side of the field, rushing from the strong side, left side, strong side. That's what Danielle Hunter does, baby. And Kwesi saw in San Francisco what Bosa can do. And he saw in Cleveland what Myles Garrett can do. You do not let game-changing, game-wrecking edge rushers get out the building, especially in a quarterback-driven league. You don't do it. So the Vikings are frankly getting a hell of a deal. $18 million roster bonus, $1.4 million base salary. It doesn't sound like Danielle is chirping for a new contract as of yet. And once he proves himself this year, they'll rip up this remaining deal and he'll get paid. So everyone wins in this scenario. So, and also, hey, if the Vikings can't pay Danielle next offseason, like say Danielle comes out, is healthy, leads the league in pressures, has 18, 19 sacks, and if they can't pay him, guess what? He's still under contract. So then they can trade him for the 2 firsts, maybe 3 firsts. I don't know. Like draft picks are cheap nowadays. Who really knows? But very smart move. The Vikings keeping Danielle Hunter in the fold. And plus, if they add some nice, hell, adding Zadarius Smith, adding someone in the draft, they already have a pretty damn good pass rushing crew, where they're second in the league in sacks last year, while missing Danielle for 10 games, as well as missing Everson for part of the season as well. I think Harrison Phillips is underrated as a pass rusher as well. So I think that they will get their ass after it as they move to a multiple defense and eventually to an odd front. But keeping Danielle Hunter, where he's got that chip on his shoulder, he's ready to prove and wreck the world yet again, and then utilizing him as a stand-up outside linebacker as well as a hand-in-the-dirt guy, maybe from the blind side even more. Woo! Come on, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings keeping Danielle Hunter. Seems like they can still trade him. I don't know. Anyways, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.